episode of White Lithium Eurotrash. We're back here at Bennett Coachworks because I've heard through the grapevine that the green 84 900 Turbo is painted. So we're going to take a look at that, and we're also going to we're going to discuss the 83 Land Cruiser. So I don't know what it is. You know, I was born in 1980, and there's something about cars that were made right around that time of my birth that are the cars that touch me. And I'm just wondering, is that really true for everybody? But let's check it out. Hey guys. Hey, how you doing, man? Good. Did everybody else take off early on Friday?
Pretty cool.
Evidently, the car is in the booth. Okay. Alright. Wow.
Smells like paint.
It looks dark in here, but this is the color that we looked at.
Yep. It lightens up in the sun.
Okay. That is, how many more days is it gonna have to cure for?
Probably till Monday.
Okay. And then it's just like, what happens after that? Just reassembly?
After that, we'll, if there's any dirt nibs, we'll wet sand any dirt nibs, polish it, polish the whole top of the car, and then final assembly.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
That is really
He
exciting.
did a really nice job. The way he laid it down, the orange peel in the existing coat should very closely match the orange peel to your factory paint.
What do you mean by the orange peel? Just
So,
this kind of little...
The texture is kind of the texture of an orange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the little bumpiness is very similar to what was in the factory, and typically on full paint jobs on hot rods, this would be completely knocked down with wet sand and it'd be like glass smooth. But we don't want to do that on yours because the bottom half would be glass,
Yeah.
the top half would have that texture and it wouldn't match. So the way he laid it out should match very well, and just probably a couple nibs we'll have to take care of, and then we'll polish the whole top of it to match the shininess of the bottom, and we should be good.
It's going to be really interesting to see when we get it out in the light what it's going to look like. You know, if it's, hopefully it is cohesive. But hey, give me 5 minutes and take a look at what I've got outside here.
Okay.
Wait to the original color right here.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it wasn't prepped properly then.
It's like
You can see it actually on the back right here.
So you've got areas which are...
See, right there.
Yeah.
So you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so where it's chipping, it's either means it's a very high traffic area, or it means that it wasn't prepped properly and the paint isn't adhering properly to the base coat.
See this right here?
Oh,
That's going to be a problem.
that will be a problem.
Does that mean that do you have to take off the whole roof liner to do that repair?
I don't know. Ideally, we would be able to just take it back to this rib, but I'm not sure. We would just like let it hang and then repair it. And put
It'd be
it back.
really nice because it's in good condition to not have to take down the whole thing.
Right. Right. The only thing is, it is tucked into this window seal,
Yeah.
so we may have to remove the window in order to get that down.
That's low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. Okay, so that is going to be the hardest fix right there. Okay. Then you've got this. No, like this right here with Toyota. Is this like a patch? Like, do you get a patch panel, or is this like kind of?
It depends. I can honestly see that this has been body worked in the past.
Yeah.
So there is mud in here. So it'll depend on, once we get the paint taken down to the metal, we'll have to assess how much damage there is. And then we'll have to determine if there even is a panel available for it. If not, we'll just have to make it.
I mean, they made a lot of it. So this one's even worse right here.
Yeah.
Like, But there's nothing back there, right? It's all easy, like.
It looks like it's all surface, even though it's deeply in the surface. It doesn't feel like there's anything in the wheel well side, so that shouldn't be a terrible fix.
Those I think are going to be pretty simple.
Yeah.
The problem is going to be that one on the roof and then this right here, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal, right? Like, I mean, and it's not visible. So if you do sort of a mediocre fix to it, it's like.
It definitely wasn't prepped properly when it was.
But you know what's confusing? Like, look at this original Toyota sticker right here. Do you think somebody painted this, then stuck a Toyota reproduction sticker back onto it after painting it?
No, I think they probably put a piece of tape over it and then took a razor blade all the way around it.
Oh.
And then painted it and then peeled that masking tape off.
Like it's delaminating all over the place here. Like,
Yeah, and all of that tells me it wasn't prepped properly before it was painted.
Okay, but
Yeah, seeing a lot of evidence of that. So this is original color here.
Yep.
All of this up here. And then for some reason they didn't paint that because they didn't want to get into the weather strip perhaps.
Why would they? Why would you go that far and then like?
Yeah.
You took the door card off and still painted the inside of the door. Like, why would you do that if you're only going to do such a half-assed job to it, right? Like,
it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I don't know. Probably because the door card is easiest, you know, a couple screws and you pop it off.
the presumption is that this is the original color, right? Like,
Right. But if you've got the VIN codes and the color codes on here still, like on that one there,
yeah.
that may show us the actual original color.
I was going to research that a little bit and make sure. But
Yeah. So the CTR would be color and trim. So the 464 is probably the color, and the FB4 is probably the trim code. And that, if you look that up, that should give you a
This car, like, the scope of the work we're going to do to this is like, this is a smaller scope of work than this, right?
hopefully. by everything that we can see from the surface,
And you look down here,
as
it's like
far as a fabrication standpoint,
pretty good here. Like, there's nothing like, this is all kind of surface rust right here. That's nothing you even need to patch, just wire brush that down. Like, I don't want to go as deep with this one, but it's like, just that right there is a problem that is not going away. And these are valuable enough now that it's actually, it makes sense to do it.
So it looks to me like the fabrication is hopefully not as deep, but obviously that we would be painting the full car as opposed to just the bottom half of the car. That would increase the amount of work and time that's put into that side of it.
We could keep it the same color, which would be like, and you think about like, I hate to do it, but fixing the rust is what matters. And like you even like, wait, that's not even right. That's not even.
Looks like somebody found a paint chip and they just found the closest paint they had in their garage.
Yep. Again, like 15, 20 years ago, these cars. Like, look at that color and then look at this color. So has this been painted twice?
It makes me wonder, because I'm seeing all the door jambs on this darker bronze, and the only thing I can think of is either it was painted twice, which you can see the paint line right here. Yeah.
Like somebody
So
did
it
some
has to be,
super cheap
like,
outside only paint job on
At
it.
some level, you have a potential of this paint here was covered by the door when it was closed, and this paint was sun bleached. But you can obviously see here that the paint ended right here. So what they did was, perhaps they didn't have enough paint to do the entire thing, so they painted the jambs this closer color, then closed the doors, then painted the rest of it this outside color, and whatever blew in the door gaps is what you're seeing right here in this paint line.
Yeah. This car post restoration will bring 40,000 on Bring a Trailer. So
That's awesome.
it's like it. I mean, it has a little bit of room to do something with it, but all right, well. What is WMSOE? 90.
91.7.
Told me about that.
It's that or it's 97.1.
Can you find that? This is where the Milwaukee Bucks play, right over there.
Process is simple. You get our upfront, honest offer in hours.
It's going to be an extremely difficult decision whether I go the distance with this car, because I know it's going to get into $20,000, $30,000, definitely low end. The channel's favorite girlfriend.